John Silver has had one of the biggest transformations in AEW this year. He went from being this quiet, angry lackey in the Dark Order to this guy.
Look at these titties, man. Yeah. Yummy. Woo. Let me get some of that milk, baby. Woo. Put a little bib on me. Johnny thirsty.
If his momentum keeps up, then he has a chance to become one of the breakout stars of 2021. He has it all. He's got a lot of charisma, he makes the most out of every opportunity he gets, and Silver has a whole run of high-quality matches against pretty much any big-name talent working today in NXT or AEW. John Silver has a huge amount of range. He can pull off any match style, from submission matches to hoss battle to acrobatic flippy move style. If he can get quality matches out of people like Kyle O'Reilly, Zack Sabre Jr., Keith Lee, and Chris Statlander, his range is massive. Silver and Reynolds quickly became absorbed into the Dark Order after debuting in AEW. At the start of 2020, the Dark Order was run as a cult that brainwashed wrestlers on a losing streak into thinking if they joined the Dark Order, then they might have a chance to turn their careers around. In order to work with the sinister cult vibes, John Silver purposely wrestled barely showing any emotion other than his bland, angry quality. Other than his 5'4" stature and strong physique, he was easy to dismiss. I mean, how many bald, bearded wrestlers are there out there? And you actually didn't like him when you first saw him.
I didn't hate him as a wrestler. I hated him on being the Elite. I hated him I hated him as a person, Moen. Not him as a wrestler. I found him very annoying. I found him excruciatingly annoying because I think I saw bits and pieces, and every time I saw the homoeroticism thing, I thought of it as the jock. He's trying to be funny, so he's saying, "Oh, I'm gay," and you should be laughing because I'm gay. Like that's the type of energy I took from it. But it's not that way at all. He's just real. That's his entire sense of humor, is constantly talking about how good everyone looks. Yeah. Like how good, how fucking delicious they look. Like, and that's his whole deal, is that he's very flattering. But also, not only the being the lead stuff that pissed me off, is that when he first started doing that silly stuff on Dynamite, when he first started doing that, it wasn't what he is now. It was the infant stages of him being silly. And I found it very distracting. I'm just like, no, you're a puzzle piece here. And you are you're trying to stand out more than everyone else, which I thought was distracting. I thought he was being a jerk, honestly. I feel like he's a less heavy-handed with his character choices now than he was maybe 2-3 months ago, where now he's like, he knows when to put in the silliness, but he also knows when to get serious. I feel like he's become a much smarter wrestler since.
Yes, an amazing thing happened for Silver, being the Elite. The Dark Order has a weekly segment on their behind-the-scenes skit show. With seemingly unlimited creative freedom, Silver slowly gained a little more courage every week as he pushed the boundaries of what he can get away with. The Dark Order completely changed with John Silver's influence. They went from being this creepy, lame cult to being a bunch of muscle dorks that like to party. I love the change, I love the new camaraderie, and how they show up for each other as a group. Plus, because of these consistently insane performances on Being the Elite, Silver seemed to be given more opportunities than his other Dark Order members. Now granted, these are small opportunities, like being one of the only members to accompany Brody Lee in his dog color match, but I think it's important to point out. Felt like for a bit that Silver was seen everywhere, and you know what? I'm all for it. This silly dude clearly has good comedic influences.
Literally said, if we don't get more recruits, he's gonna be spanking our bare butt, back, and balls.
Or would you be spanking my bare butt, balls, and back?
He 100% never said that. He said something like that.
So I say put him on every show, everywhere. He'll be the best thing on any of them.
Which one of you boys brought me a bib? Because guess what? Johnny hungry.
Did I just hear you ask me for a date?
Are you deaf? I heard him from here.
At this point in AEW, I was enjoying Silver's antics, but he was dangerously close to being nothing more than a comedic jobber. This changed with his match against Orange Cassidy at Full Gear. Knowing Orange Cassidy's comedic style, this match could have backfired for Silver and put him in a corner artistically. It was a real test for him.
John Silver, he gave Orange Cassidy's best match because he took Orange Cassidy's moveset differently. Even at the very beginning when he's putting his hands in his pockets, instead of doing the thing that everyone else is doing, like they try to hit him or they try to stop him from putting his hands in pockets, he just gets up real close to his crotch, just like, no, don't do it, no. or like when he's kicking his shins, he says things like, that's not hurting, that doesn't hurt, none of this hurts. Like he puts a spin on it that's his, while everyone else is just reacting to it in the classic vaudeville way, where just like, this is ridiculous, I'm gonna hit him, you know, which he's done a million times on every episode of Dynamite. And Orange Cassidy even pulled out a fun, not maybe new thing, but something he doesn't pull out, where he just rolls up, puts his hand around him, and puts a bad thumb up, or a weak thumb, which was great. I feel like that's the type of matches Orange Cassidy needs, is people with like John Silver. John Silver is just a creative. He's a very creative wrestler. He's very creative. He knows his body type. He's very self-aware. And that's actually very important too. He knows he's small. He knows that he doesn't try to fight it as much as he works with it. Mm-hmm. He maximizes what he can do. He's just real beefy guy. So he hits real hard. He kicks like hell. He hits so hard, and it looks great. I feel like I could 100% see him being, definitely tag team champ. I'd love for him to be a tag team champ eventually. But I could see him being TNT champ, and it's almost like a Crash Holly style progression of like, you're shocked that he's winning, but also he's like a giant killer. He's able to get away with things.
He lost the match, but he proved to the AEW fan base on what he could do with a good spot on a pay-per-view. It's one of the best matches in a long time for both performers, a blend between comedy and athleticism. AEW is making all the right moves with John Silver at the moment. They're letting him develop his character and get over with the audience without overdoing it yet. He even legitimately won the BTE belt and has defended it multiple times now. It's a silly belt, just like the show, but I think he actually deserves the BTE belt out of everyone on it for consistently having the best performance every episode. Plus, his rise in popularity shows the power of BTE. I can't wait to see where John Silver goes in 2021 and beyond. In my mind, he can only go higher from here.